States are the laboratories of democracy, and here in my home state of Kansas, a conservative experiment conducted by mad scientist / Governor Sam Brownback has spawned teenage politicians. My story begins in my beautiful home state of Kansas. Wait, that's Kansas. Growing up, my family would tell me scary stories about the state's history of moderate Republican politicians. But 7 years ago, a governor named Sam Brownback bravely introduced extreme far-right policies and, most importantly, a shit ton of tax cuts, kind of like President Trump's tax cuts. Brownback's policies were dubbed the conservative experiment.
We'll see how it works. We'll have a real live experiment.
What happened next was the state's revenue dropped by nearly $700 million, probably because over 300,000 businesses were able to stop paying taxes entirely. And sure, the media made it sound like a horror movie, but the experiment was exciting and shook things up.
Eliminating income taxes on small businesses is like a shot of adrenaline straight into the heart.
Yes, it was such a success that Brownback resigned. Now he works for Trump in the indispensable role of ambassador for religious freedom. With an election looming in November, Kansas could now slip into the dangerous hands of a Democrat. Or even worse, a moderate Republican. Or even worser, a teenager.
I'm 17 and I'm running for governor.
Since no one in Kansas ever thought to set age restrictions for governor, there are now 6 teens running. And I sat down with a few of them to have a serious conversation about their campaigns. This is so adorable. You look like, you ever seen those E-Trade commercials where the babies are like talking and they're like, they sound like adults with their babies?
I appreciate how much of an interest you're taking in our age. What I'd really like to talk about is my platform, because all of us are serious candidates in this race.
It's so cute when young people have opinions. Why would I want to hear what these kids have to say? Adults have been nailing it. Case in point, duh, Sam Brownback.
The Brownback administration, in my view, has been one of the most disastrous, political eras in the history of the state of Kansas.
You guys probably hate the way Kansas is being run right now because you're all liberals, right? Young people are always liberals.
I'm a conservative with traditional Republican values.
I'm probably the most moderate Republican, or really even candidate, in this race.
Okay. You like Trump?
I'm anti-Trump.
What's going on with these kids? It feels like they're trying to reanimate dead ideas.
The current National Republican Party, they passed a tax policy that increased the deficit by over $1 trillion. I wanted to be a Republican that fought for, fiscal conservatism, but rejected Brownback's ideas of what I consider fiscal recklessness.
It's just so hard for me to keep up with all of these teen words, It's like on fleek, fiscal recklessness. What are you talking about? This is all wrong.
Our state is in a bad position. We need to return to sanity.
Bipartisanship, centrism,
Exchange of values, transparency.
Instead of moving left or right, let's move forward. Let's meet in the middle.
No, Kansas doesn't belong in the middle. Brownback's experiment began as a daring procedure to remove malignant taxes, but maybe he'd inadvertently spawned a moderate pathogen, causing young people to seek compromise. I needed to talk to a real Republican, an adult. Oh, it is so nice to be sitting and talking with someone my age. Well, you're not my age, you're obviously older, but...
That's incredibly impolite.
This is Republican State Representative Stephanie Clayton. Hopefully she could reassure me that this centrist ideology hadn't spread to the state capitol.
I would compare myself ideologically to President Eisenhower.
Oh, okay, so you want to be on a coin?
No, that's not what that means. I think it's good for anyone, for any political perspective, to be moderate. That's the kind of republicanism that I stand for.
Oh dear God, this plague of moderates was spreading like the clap.
Please clap.
I had to get the hell out of there. It was all starting to make sense. In response to the Brownback years, moderates defeated 8 incumbent state senators and 11 conservative House members, and now moderate Republicans make up roughly 1/3 of the state government, meaning this disease is multiplying and I needed to protect myself. Mom, we have to leave Kansas.
Do you want to stay for dinner first?
Yeah. I could eat something. When you guys having Thai? Okay, after some kick-ass Thai food, I realized I had to abandon my family and my home. But before I did, I reunited with patient zero, Tyler. And being the sensible role model that I am, I tried to save him from politics.
You don't want to get up? I'm alright.
This dweeb was a lost cause. Besides, Kansas was an isolated petri dish with no similarities to the rest of the country, so I had no reason to worry about this plague spreading nationally.
I absolutely see similarities between the Trump tax cuts and the Brownback tax cuts. Kansas is a fair warning to all the other states in the nation and to the national government as well. We can't follow in the steps of the Brownback administration.
So you're saying that America is going to be following in the footsteps of Kansas?
Yeah.
So that means more child governors?
No!